Hi, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are looking at the eagerly awaited Clark Railworks Quadart sets. Now, Mike, of course, they're available in 3 different liveries. They look incredible. We've seen all the renders, we've seen all the pre-production samples and so forth. They're finally available. And these are some of the most exquisite coaches I've ever seen.
These are wonderful vehicles. The fact that the quad articulated coaches have even been made as a ready-to-run product is a miracle in itself.
Oh, yeah.
And hats off to whether it's Clark Trains and Clark Railworks for actually going out to create such a fantastic model.
Well, look, it's also fantastic that somebody somewhere had the foresight of preserving a Quadart set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there is the one last set that's still surviving at the North Norfolk Railway, which is really the home of everything former Great Eastern.
Absolutely. So with the Quadarts, I mean, as you said, there's only one set left, but there must have been so many of them. But what were they really used for?
Well, these were designed for intensive commuter trains to maximise the amount of carriage doors available per square foot, to increase the number of people who could get into trains for the commuter lines running into London Liverpool Street and also London King's Cross as well.
Right, because of course you've got 4 coaches with 5 bogies.
That's right, yeah. So they took out basically, they're shorter vehicles, but they're all articulated. But that meant that actually you didn't have the gaps with the buffers in between and things like that. So actually it did mean that you could get more people per square foot of coach, well, foot length of coach rather, should I say, than you could with a conventional vehicle, which is why they created these coaches. I mean, Gresley is quite well known for his use of articulated vehicles on the Eastern region. There's these things like the LNER Gresley twin sets. Obviously, we've seen before the Coronation coach, which is another very good example of streamlined coaches using the articulated process. But these were daily bred commuter train coaches where they were there to maximise the number of people you could transport from point A to point B.
And obviously they lasted quite some time because Ellis Clark have got them available in teak, as we see here in crimson, but also in red as well, which is just amazing.
Yeah, but I think the very first sets were actually designed with the Great Northern Railway, but most of the production happened during LNER ownership to Gresley's designs. So these are a 1920s introduced type vehicle, and then they lasted right through into the BR green diesel era, so they're in service till the 1960s. So these have a long lifespan. Like I say, wooden bodies, classic Gresley style. They've got the classic Gresley roof shape and end profile details as well.
Mm-hmm.
All the Gresley furniture, the doors. Every inch of these is instantly recognisable as a Gresley suburban coach. Just they've got less bogies and they're articulated.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first thing that stands out to me with these particular coaches, it isn't just the build quality that, of course, Ellis Clark and Clark Railworks are now synonymous for, but the detail. You look at the interiors, not only the lighting, but the upholstery,
yes,
the wall art, everything in there. You've even got like route maps in there as well. When you zoom in, you can actually see full detail. The artwork is just incredible.
It is, yeah. They've really gone to town on the interiors for them. So you've got, like you say, you've got the posters, you've got the mirrors, you've got all the luggage racks all inside and etched metal as well. And they've tried to do what they've done in O gauge and scale it down for 4mm, and to replicate that is like you say, is very impressive. Even down to, you've got separately fitted door handles, you've got all the separate underframe trusses on there, you've got all the separate footboards, the bogies themselves, they're absolutely full of detail as well. You've got all their separate brake rigging parts in them. They even come with an accessory pack of optional brake rigging parts to suit P4 and EM gauge wheels as well. So they really have gone to town on the detail of these.
We love a limited edition, and here at Key Model we're partnering with leading manufacturers to create bespoke double O gauge locomotives for steam and diesel era modellers. In stock now, we've got Helgem Class 47s in portrait livery, Hornbury Cross Country HST power cars, and Bachmann Class 40s in large logo blue. Plus, you can also pre-order our new collection of limited editions for release during 2025 and 2026, including Colas Rail liveried HST power cars by Hornby, a Clark Railworks WD210 in LMR 1960s era blue, and a Cavalex Models Class 56 finishes 56103 in DC Rail grey. Visit keymodelworld.com/shop to check out the full collection.
The other thing, of course, that they've put into these wonderful models, which was seen in other manufacturers as well, is the magic wand to turn the lighting on and off.
Yes, right. I've got a full set of lighting boards inside all these coaches, and they work out of the box on both DC and DCC control systems. So clever circuit boards in there that allow them instantly to take whatever power they require to operate all the LEDs inside. And like you quite rightly say, they've got the magnetic switches in there. And if I remember rightly as well, you've actually got a separate switch for the destination boards on the side of them as well.
I was just thinking, the destination boards on the sides, with them lit up, it makes all the difference because your eye goes straight there and you go, what's that? King's Cross, Cambridge. It looks amazing.
Exactly. And they actually do come with a sheet of optional stickers to put into those destination boards, so you don't have to have Cambridge, you can have a King's Cross where you can do it different things on each side. So for example, I've done it with some of my coaches where actually one side is going to your destination, the other side is coming back from the destination. So,
You're such a child. And of course, the good thing with the Quadart sets is they were never, they weren't just a single set of 4, as we've seen here on the lab. They often did couple 2 sets together.
Yeah, actually, it was quite rare for them to operate, I think, from what I've seen in photographs, as a single 4-coach set. So they tend to work as an 8-car set like we've got here. So you have a brake coach at each end, and then you've got all the standard class in between. You've got all the articulation with each 4-vehicle set, with then standard conventional draw gear in the middle to join the sets together. Like I say, these were... thinking of locos, you can run these. You've got loads of choice you can run with these. You can start with N7s, N2s for the steam era. I think there's even a picture I've seen somewhere, and I might be wrong, but I think I've seen a picture of an A4 with these. There's definitely pictures of Black 5s with them. There's so many choice when it comes to locos. And you move into the diesel era, Class 20s, Class 31s, Baby Deltics, they all haul these coaches as well. So you've got plenty of scope for what you can do.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, if you're modelling a preserved railway, when Clark Railworks brings out their Dub D 210, well, you can run the 210 with the Quadart, as happens in Norfolk.
Exactly.
So anything is possible, isn't
absolutely,
it?
Definitely. But then, like I say, from a serious period modelling point of view, you have got lots of choice. Not like you're limited to one loco class that you've got to run with. But I think sometimes on face value, people think of these instantly as being an N7 or the Great Eastern. Well, actually, yes, the N7s were synonymous with these, but there's lots of other locos that work them too. And like you rightly say, preservation is a good option for everything.
Indeed. Now, obviously, there's 3 different livery options. The first 2 are out now. Yeah. It's currently the end of May 2025, and the teak set isn't too far away.
That's right. So they're all due to arrive very soon. So the BR Crimson and the BR Maroon versions are now here and in stock with Clark Railworks in different numbers on them as well. You can buy pairs of coaches to create the full set as well. For example, the 8 vehicles we've got here, they all form set 72. A bit like the Southern Railway, they used to have set numbers for their coaches. Same happened with these. And like you say, the Grizzly Teak versions, which we're looking forward to seeing those. So they're on their way right now as well.
Absolutely. Now, of course, everyone's probably thinking, well, this is lovely, but what about the price?
Right, so price is £325 for a 4-car set, which when you say it out loud, you think that's quite a lot of money. But then you think about actually looking comparatively what it's costing for coaches in the market now. If you bought 4 individual coaches, you're looking around the same kind of price point.
Yes.
Like we said quite clearly in this video, these are absolutely superb in every detail. I love the articulation in them. The interior lighting is brilliant. I love all the detail inside. There's so much going for these Quadart coaches, and so much so it could almost take me back to modelling the Eastern region in double gauge. Temptation and overload here for me.
Of course, worth every penny. Well, listen,
Absolutely.
If you are a fan of anything Eastern and you've been really waiting for the Alice Clark Railworks Quadarts to come out, well, they're here now, and you can very well have them for your layout. And you can read a full review of the set right in front of us here in HM217, which is our July edition of Hornby Magazine.
That's right, and you can find out more about all the Clark Railworks projects, including these and a bit more about these, online at keymodeloil.com/Clark Railworks. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you next time.